Good evening, South Africa. I just want to address Helen Zille. You opened a can of worms when you said Xhosa people are immigrants in Cape Town. When you yourself were born in Germany in 1960, came to South Africa, and now you see our people as immigrants, born South Africans being called immigrants in the Western Cape and being told to come to the Eastern Cape. That is so rubbish. That is rubbish at its best. You spoke nonsense when you said what you said. And as Truth and Solidarity Movement, we want you to be brought to book for saying things that are unfounded and for not being impeccable with your words. Because had the tables been, turned, you would literally sue that person for defamation, as you all do in GNU, making sure that everyone that is actually dealing with you is detained, like you did with our president. You know what I mean? So you, Helen Zille, are a woman that has divided the country, divided the nation. At what cost? Because you guys want Cape independence. That is a lie from the pit of hell. It's not happening. We're not going to allow you. We will not. Truth and Solidarity Movement will not allow Cape independence in South Africa. You, Ramaphosa, Gabriel Mukoni, aka Gayton Mackenzie, Rob Hassoff, that is a pipe dream. And you need to wake up. And to my fellow South Africans, we need to stand against these Zionists that actually want to take our land. Everything that is beautiful in South Africa belongs to white people. For what? For what? You discovered the Cape in 1652. Are we a discovery? Huh? And ever since then, our people have no jobs, they have no land, they have nothing. Some are being evicted as we speak in the Western Cape. You need to arise, South Africans. And on the 4th of September 2025, we are having a shutdown. And if you are a South African that is sick and tired of being sick and tired, you need to join us. You need to join forces with Truth and Solidarity Movement. I thank you. My name is Babalwa, and I am the CEO of Truth and Solidarity Movement.
Victoria of Xenophobic got something to tell us. So join me. Let's listen to what she has to say.
In the whole of Africa, it is only in South Africa where South African women don't mind making children with foreign men. They don't mind at all. They don't see nothing wrong.
Okay.
However, there's no single country in Africa that will allow foreign men to flock to their country in millions, if not thousands, and start making children with women from that particular country. But in South Africa, it's free for all. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Somalia, Ethiopia, they all have children in South Africa. South African women,
Victoria of Xenophobic. I can see how much bitter you have become because no black man wants to take you serious. African men, they're not even looking at you. You've been bleaching for so long to become white. Still, white men are not looking at you. They're using you as their pet, sending you to go attack your own people. I can see how much you hate yourself. You hate your family members. You don't want to be black. You say South African women don't supposed to date other African men. You call other African countries but couldn't call European countries or Asian countries. You see how foolish you are. You see how you're making yourself so stupid and dumb. Victoria of Xenophobic. You are Victoria Xenophobic. You are ugly. You still have bad character. You still have wicked heart. That's why you are single. That's why you're single. I'm even thinking of the Zimbabwe guy that was dating you before. That guy that was dating you before. I don't know how he was managing. I see why he packed his things and run. Your ex, run. Because you are evil. You are evil. I don't know what have made you to hate Africans so much that you can set your camera and be saying things like this. So you prefer for South African women to make babies with Asian or white men, but not African men. The way you mumu yourself, the way you foolish yourself, I dey tell you, something dey wrong with you, this girl. Really, like for real. Because tell me how much you will hate yourself to set the camera and be saying things like this. You say South African men are supposed to be taking care of foreigners, their baby, other African men, their baby. Other African men in South Africa are taking care of South African kids. Most men in South Africa are dating baby mothers, and they the ones sponsoring the kids in school and helping the girl for rent and everything. What are you saying? You think we don't know all these things? I've been in South Africa. I've lived in South Africa. I've walked there. So you, Victoria, I know you. You are just bitter because black men don't even want to take you serious. You see? Black men don't knock you tired because of your bad character and bad habits. They don't dump you. Now it's pay. You say you are fighting for South Africa. You are fighting for what? You remember?
South Africans, I believed in you. I did. You did the Dudula thing, banning the Zimbabweans on tires. You went after the drug dealers, the Nigerians. You went after the tech shop owners who were selling expired goods to your people. I believed in you because you love your country and you want what's best for your people. You gave DA a vote. You gave a white man a voice.
Okay, because what we're looking to create in the Western Cape is an ideological homeland for people who think like us, people who have broadly Western values, who want to live in the first world, and you know want to and I've often used the example, the Western Cape becomes almost like Israel for the Jews, if I can use that example.
White men never goes after breadcrumbs; they want the whole bread. They are greedy by nature. History has proven it. What they're doing in DRC is a good example. What they're doing in Gaza is a good example. What they've done to you, South Africans, throughout your history is a good example. This whole dream of a United States of Africa, this whole dream of BRICS, South Africans, you have put us in Southern Africa at risk. You have sold us out. You have betrayed us as a people.
Are you a racist?
You can't call me or any black person any place in the world a racist. We don't have the power to do to white people what white people have done to us. And even if we did, we don't have that low down.
She thinks the word everyone in the Constitution is exclusively referring to South African citizens and nobody else. It has come to my attention that a lot of people do not know how to interpret the Constitution. So I'm here to help. If you read the Bill of Rights, you'll notice something quite obvious. When the Constitution is talking about South Africans specifically, it says every citizen. Look at Section 19, Section 20, Section 21, and Section 22. Now ask yourself, why did the drafters of the Constitution feel the need to emphasize that these rights belong to every citizen, while the rest of the rights in the Bill of Rights belong to everyone? Are you saying the Constitutional Assembly didn't know how to use words properly? Who is everyone in the South African Constitution? The Constitutional Court has already answered this question in Khosa versus Minister of Social Development. Judge Mogoro said that the word everyone in Section 27 of the Constitution does not apply to citizens only. Now, I have a question for Zandile Dudula and Jacinta Ngobisi. How does it feel to be wrong? I spent many years studying law, and the only piece of legislation you have ever read in your life is the Immigration Act. Yet you think you know the Constitution better than me. You claim that I just want to sound woke for social media. Do you even have any case law to back up your arguments? This proves that the supporters of your movement are just ignorant, and you are capitalizing.
I hate foreigners. And the government is doing nothing. Our kids have turned into zombies. It's all because of them.
But I'm wondering why, you said you hate foreigners.
Most of them are selling drugs. You can ask my son. He will tell you. He started smoking drugs when he was 14 years old. He said it's Crystal, that's him.
Dimakato is part of Operation Dudula, an anti-migrant campaign group and newly formed political party. They blame foreigners for the poor state of the economy and high levels of crime. Critics of Operation Dudula say they're fueling hatred. Figures show about 6.5% of the country's population are migrants. I joined the group as they went to confront a local shopkeeper who they say is in a dispute with his landlady over rent.
Where's the papers of this business? Bring the papers, put the papers here.
Document ukuthi ube la wena amaphepha ukuthi usebenza la South Africa now.
You don't have to
tshela passport issued yovakasha maqeda melo hamba ubili.
The shopkeeper is forced to sign an agreement giving him 2 months to leave the premises.
This is vigilantism.
This one?
This.
No.
You're not a judge, you're not a policeman, you're not a lawyer, but you just try to hold a hearing.
Since you intervened, you made sure there's a peace.
Well, you threatened him and you didn't really give him a real option. I was there, I saw it.
We are not vigilant. He is illegally here. If he was not here, we wouldn't never have this problem.
I've come to meet Annie, who's a campaigner for migrant rights.
Don't worry, I'm not going to show your face.
They destroyed all my clothes.
When was this?
On Sunday.
What did they do to the clothes?
They put it in this gutter.
What did they say?
You must go to Nigeria. We are Dudula. We are South Africa. I vote in this country. I'm a citizen here. If I'm doing something illegal, fine. Good me. I'm doing illegal thing. Now you make my life miserable. I cannot pay my rent.
The migrants, they are the poorest of the poor. And they are vulnerable. They'd rather go to them and rattle them instead of rattling the cages of the guys living in the glass houses.
Don't vote for me. I don't want that vote. I don't want a xenophobic vote. I love my African people. The same way I love my mother and my grandmother. I'm in love with Africans. Africans are hated everywhere. You go to America, the black skin is a source of hatred. You go to UK, a black skin is a source of hatred. You asking me to join in the hatred of black people. I know what the hatred of my skin did during apartheid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be asked that I should stand at the border, at the fence between Limpopo and Zimbabwe and block a mother who's carrying a child, only crossing to get a medication in Musina and going back to Zimbabwe because there is a problem in Zimbabwe. I refuse to join that chorus. And if that will not make me the president of this country, I'm happy that let me die with my conscience being clear than being a president who has emerged through selling out his own soul. Nobody asked me to feel like this. I feel very strongly about black people. I feel very strong about African continent. And I would rather not be a president because I know for a fact that this is an establishment that is spreading this anti-blackness that we experience everywhere else. It's not true. These jobs in the restaurants, these Lesotho women who are working in our houses, our sisters don't want to work there. They've gone to schools. They want quality jobs. Not that they look down on these jobs. They are saying, I cannot, with a diploma, with N6, with qualifications, go and be a domestic worker. We want more. Who wants to go and work and be paid with wine in the Cape Farms? Who wants to do that of South Africans? Let me and you take trucks and buses now and go and fetch those foreigners who are working there during harvesting season in the Cape wines. Let's go and take them and let's see what's going to happen to those Cape wines. All of those grapes are going to get rotten because our people will never agree to work in exchange for wine. Never will I. Nothing will persuade me. Not the results of the elections, not a gun on my head, not any form of intimidation will persuade me to hate on black people. I will never hate on Africans, not even for votes. Do not vote for me if you don't love Africans and you want me to hate them. I won't do that.
Right now, Nigerians are being targeted in South Africa and it's absolutely bizarre. Did you know that Nigerians and some foreign nationals are being stopped from accessing healthcare? It's not the government doing it, it's a group, an anti-migrant group, Operation Dudula, literally standing outside hospitals and stopping foreigners from coming in to get healthcare.
If you know that you are not a South African citizen, may you please stand up and leave our hospital.
So if you are at the point of death, if you are in need, desperate need to see the medical practitioners, you're not going to be allowed inside. And what's crazy is the Minister of Health is calling them out, saying to them they have no right whatsoever to make such a decision, that they, and I'm talking about the Operation Dudula, have to go through Parliament. There's a process because under South African law, the post-apartheid law, that everyone is entitled to healthcare. Now, this Operation Dudula, they're saying that the foreigners are overstretching their healthcare. But check this. There's no statistic whatsoever that proves that. So the question is it really about overstretching the healthcare system, or is this a form of xenophobia? Even the doctors are saying that because of the medical oath that they've sworn, they cannot reject patients.
How are you, my good doctors? Anyone who's not a South African citizen, just because of their death side, please stabilize them. After they've been stabilized, you can discharge them. Which government? Which government? Which government you're talking about?
Let me tell you something. Shh. Keep quiet. We don't have time to reason with foreigners. Leave, my guy. Leave. Go No. Let's go out. Shush. Leave.
What are your thoughts about this? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. My name is Ife. Join me as I make sense of stories around the world.